Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about how understanding the basics of human psychology can help you market and sell your products. When you understand the basics of why we think, feel, and behave the way we do, you'll have a massive advantage when it comes to how you market and sell your products. But what we first need to understand and accept is that human psychology is just not rational. Humans do things for their reasons, not your reasons, and rarely are these reasons rational. Buying a $60,000 car when you're already in debt is not rational. You see people doing it every day. If you look back at our psychology, it's rooted in our past. Behind most thoughts, feelings, and actions, you'll find survival, sex, and status. And when you look at us, we have three brains in one: reptilian or primal, mammal or emotional, or thinker or irrational. The reptilian is responsible for the fight or flight, survival response, and other primal activities. Mammal for emotions, and thinker for rational. These all have much more scientific names. For this exercise, this is what we're going to cover. The challenge? Our three brains aren't very well integrated, and one brain seems to rule the other one. This all means that we are built for a time that doesn't exist. The modern environment has changed dramatically from our original environment. Life or death situations are not the same as they used to be, but our wiring hasn't changed. We're no longer having to look over our shoulder, worry about being eaten, or worrying where our next meal is going to come. Because we don't make decisions logically, and the more and more we learn, we're seeing that we make many of these decisions unconsciously. The process of making decisions appears to be on the surface, so we assume it is. Based off research, it now appears that most decisions aren't made consciously. Instead, decisions are made at an unconscious level, then they're rationalized with the conscious mind. This is very important when we think about how we position our products and our messaging. You've probably heard the phrase, people buy on emotion and justify with their purchase logic. We are completely overwhelmed by communications and choices. We live in the world's first over-communicated society. Alvin Toffler wrote the book titled Future Shock, which introduced the idea that much change happening too quickly can leave people feeling disoriented and in a state of shock. He introduced a term called information overwhelm. Al Ries and Jack Trout wrote in their book Positioning that we're in the world's first over-communicated society. There's too much communication happening for all of us to be able to take it all in and understand it. Future Shock was written in 1970. Position, that was written in 1980. These are issues that are only going to get more and more intense. All this adds up to prospective customers who need clarity. You cannot hope to cut through this inner and outer noise without focus. You must know what you're offering, who's it for, and what the benefit is to them, then present it to them in an irrational mind. Famous copywriter Robert Collier wrote back in 1926, always enter the conversation already occurring in the prospect's mind. Sell them on emotion and then close them on reason. If you don't, you might as well not even start.